Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, so now what?
Did you go to church with a horse and buggy? Did you go to church with a horse and buggy?
Did you, when you first started going to church, did you go to church in a horse
No.
and buggy? No, he's not that old.
I'm messing with you. When you want to
I
talk about,
could make a joke of that, but I won't.
please do.
No,
You gotta entertain the audience.
the wrong end of the horse.
That's what they're looking
That's
for.
right.
No, what you want me to do? So,
Just come to, whatever comes to
Well,
mind.
let's say when he
I was
gone.
born April the 20th, 1920 in St. Louis, Missouri. I had a very difficult beginning. I was born in my mother's bedroom, and I stopped breathing when I was born. And then she covered me with a sheet, and the sheet moved. So they called a doctor. Doctor said, get an osteopath. An osteopath came, and he worked on my chest, screaming. They had to hold my mother in the bed and put my daddy in another room. But fortunately, they called my daddy back in, and the osteopath pulled the phlegm out of my throat like a rope, and I could breathe. But I had double pneumonia and whooping cough, so I carried that with me for most of my life. But I made it.
Obviously.
You really did.
Yeah, I made it.
Overtime.
Mother and Dad had a hard time. I appreciate that, but I don't know the whole story. I wish I knew more of it because I went away to college and the Army grabbed me and I stayed here. I didn't go back to St. Louis. But anyway, I attended Loyola University. But my proudest education came from high school, St. Louis University High School, at Jesuit High School. And then Daddy sent me down to Loyola. I got sick here from it, but he had one of the women, the store manager of the Woolworth Company, says my daddy worked for the Woolworth Company. She came by to see how I was doing and took one look at me, took me to the doctor, and I went to her house. I was there a couple of weeks, and then went back to Loyola with a reduced schedule. Then the Army took me. So I didn't graduate until 1950. I started Loyola in 1939, so I'm a slow learner.
Hardly.
No.
Hardly.
But I met my wife before I went to the Army. We were married. I was in the Army. I was overseas 15 months. So I was not in combat. And then my first daughter was born while I was gone. And then when I came home, I got a job, and I went back to night school and graduated from Loyola. And I ended up working for the city of New Orleans. That was my main job. I worked at a CPA firm before that, public service before that. But I with city of New Orleans from 1949 till retired in 1980. I started out in safety and permits as an account clerk, then I was promoted to accountant one. Then I left to work for a bank for cooperatives, the Farm Credit Administration. It required travel. My wife agreed to that, half the time only. We would travel to Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, servicing farmer cooperatives. They loaned the money, and we would check on the money, and you get the payment. And that led to a bad situation. We had sickness in the family. My daughter Gail was 7 years old, became a diabetic, was on insulin every day of her life. Joan was threatened with leukemia. And I had a son born, and my wife came home prematurely, and my wife came home and left me, and all that was much too much for her. She told me to get another job or she'd leave me. And I was frantic. It happened to be May of 1952, And the whole day of obligation,
Me.
Christ, what's the feast?
In May?
Christ Friday, in the May.
Not in May.
Yeah, whole day of obligation, Christ rises from.
Oh, the Ascension.
Ascension.
Oh, that
Yeah.
could be in May, yeah, sure,
in May.
sure, yeah.
And so I was coming back out of church.
Question
I
you.
went on noon
Yeah,
night
right.
mass at St. Patrick. I coming out of church, and somebody out of the house, hey Bob, it was a man I used to work with at the city. So he said, tell me about your new job, and I did. And I said, I'm in trouble. She said, I'll pray for her. I said, thank you. I went back to work. That afternoon, I got a phone call at 3 o'clock. The man I used to work for wanted to see me in the morning, so I went there at 7:30. I had to be at work at 8 o'clock. But I went to, he went to, the head of the accounting department went to work at 7 o'clock, so work would be done and he could supervise all day. Well, he offered me a job back with the city, so I came back and stayed there until I retired. I was lucky I made public buildings administrator in time. That was the highest civil service job in Department of Property Management. I had 700 people working for me.
And you
in
saved your
those
marriage.
days, yeah, it was something. I had 28 carpenters, 27 painters working for me. We maintained all city property, and they worked. They really did. So it was. Then I retired at age 60. Since then, I had a wonderful life. My wife and I traveled a great deal. We've been to New York many times, many cruises. Anything else you want?
Talk about the church a little bit, about your involvement with St. Anne.
Oh, yeah, my highlight at St. Anne was I counted money on Monday mornings for 22 years. Whatever. I hated to see that die, but I got sick, and I couldn't go back.
And
It was even good when you had an antagonist every Monday morning too, huh? Yeah. The
She
first words you
insulted
would
me.
tell me is "she here."
She insulted me.
That was the
it was
first
easy
word.
to do. Very easy.
Is she
No,
here?
we had some people, didn't we?
We had some
Yeah.
wonderful
Oh,
people.
boy.
Boy.
I don't think there's-
Many of them died. I
Yeah.
buried a lot of people.
There's nobody.
Oh, my wife and I had 9 children. 3 of them died, they were prematurely died. All 3 were baptized. But to make that a point,
At St. Anne?
yeah, no,
No.
yeah, I guess so.
No, they weren't baptized at St. Anne. Is that-
What
That's
what
what
year
I-
did you join St. Anne? Do you remember?
What's that?
What year did you join St. Anne's? Do you remember?
What year?
Yeah.
Well, my wife was born and raised in St. James Major Parish. And
Okay.
we moved out here in 1947.
So you,
He didn't move out here in 47. That's when he moved into a house in Gentilly.
Oh, and see, we moved here in what, 19,
83? Was it July of 83?
No. We left Gentilly. I don't remember. I knew all of this.
When did Mother have her stroke? In 83 or 85?
Oh, that you got it. Now, we moved here in,
The summer, July.
yeah, May of 1985. My wife had a stroke
oh,
in,
okay.
in what?
November.
November.
Of the same year.
And she
He's a veteran.
recovered from the stroke. She recovered from the stroke, lived for 23 years.
Wow.
She's now dead 12 years, but we're getting back to her. We had 3 children, born children, and they were all baptized. That was important. And the third one was listed as stillborn. But the head nurse at Hotel Dune, thank goodness we had a Catholic hospital in those days. The head nurse, my wife was in there labor room. It was premature. She knew they were having trouble, so they had her lying down to rest. And Mrs. Flynn, the head nurse, we've been there so many times, I know her.
I guess so.
She told me later, she said, I knew that baby was going to be born, and she had a glass of water or a cup anyway. So when the baby's head showed, she poured water on it, baptized it. I never asked her what name, maybe no name, so I call her no name baby. But the medical records say she was stillborn, but Mrs. Flynn said she was baptized. The baby was breathing when it was born.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
that's the object, isn't it? Since then, I lost 2 children that have died. 2 sons-in-laws have died, and I just recently, 3 years ago, lost a granddaughter.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, but then, boy, those were good days. I wish I could go back.
We all do.
You got any funny stories to tell about the church or your
No,
experiences?
I want to tell a story about this thing over here.
This thing,
Well, you asked for it.
It was, I guess it was 3 or 4 years ago. It had to be 2017 because I told her my high school next year will be 200 years old. I said it was the oldest high school west of the Mississippi River, like I said, a Jesuit high school in St. Louis. And I said, so she said, it's going to be 200 years old. I said, yes. So she said, were you in its first graduating class? Isn't that awful?
that's all.
That's what I put up with.
You never get used to it, let me tell you.
Highlights of my life. I joined the Boy Scouts, even coughing a lot. I was 12 years old, almost 13 when I joined the Boy Scouts in St. Louis. I was very active in them. And thanks to my daddy having a better job than most people, they used to have world jamborees for the Boy Scouts in those days. Well, they had one scheduled for, we say Holland, they say the Netherlands. In Europe, it was scheduled for 1937. My daddy asked me if I'd like to go. I was so surprised. I said, yes. But all the main scouting districts would have their tour to go to Europe for the jamboree. St. Louis had it, for some reason or other, had a tour that started. We left the St. Louis on a train on June 25th, and we returned September the 5th. There were 75 days we were gone. We had a national jamboree in Washington, then we toured the East Coast, sailed from Boston on an 11-day crossing. We got off the ship in Naples. It stopped in Azores, it stopped in Lisbon, Portugal, it stopped in Algiers, Africa. We got off at Gibraltar. The British took us to the fort of Gibraltar, and I really enjoyed that. I was shocked in Algiers, Africa, when we walked through the old part of the town, Arab, we called it, district. People selling meat, just pork chops, and sitting on wooden counters with the fries all over them. I couldn't understand that. Then we stopped at Palermo, and we toured Europe.
You live a
Getting
sheltered
started
life,
there.
man.
We went all the way up through Italy,
At 17 years
Switzerland,
old.
France, and then we went to the Jamboree in Holland. After the Jamboree, we visited Nazi Germany. When we entered Germany, we had to give up our camera equipment. We couldn't take pictures. They said we would get it back when we left the country. I was 3 nights in Germany, and I saw all that military stuff, the young kids in the army. But I really enjoyed it. I went to Mass, incidentally. in Mainz on a Sunday. Only 2 of us were Catholic out of 28 of us. But we went to Mass in Mainz, Germany. Came back and we were trailed by the Gestapo, I guess. We knew we were being trailed. We walked back and we didn't amount to anything, but we were glad when we left.
Yeah.
We got our equipment back and we went to France, then we went to England, and we took the ship back to Montreal and back to Detroit and back to
Poor
Zero.
fellows haven't been around.
It was one marvelous trip.
Did you row the whole way?
Hmm?
Did you row the whole way?
Did I what?
Row.
No. But we had a storm coming back.
Bob,
I won't try to describe that. I wish I could get the Montreal newspaper. My mother and dad met me in Montreal when the ship came back. And Daddy had to hide the morning paper from my wife. She said, read paper, Dad, I couldn't find
From
one.
his mother.
Because the storm, we were a day late. And Daddy didn't want to know, Dad, mother know, but because the paper had headlines about that. But we went backwards one day. And not the ship didn't turn around, it was going forward, but just, not the waves, just swells. I never knew they had swells. The ship would be on top of the swell would disappear, the ship would go whoop.
You didn't get seasick?
We went backwards, we got in 24 hours late. We reached Montreal, but we were sick, you know, 84 hours.
Whoa.
oh, brother, I
Didn't
jumped
go eat.
overboard. See you, I'm gone.
But it's only 8,800 ton ship, it was too small for that. It was
Yeah,
the
right.
last, I've said later, no ship left after September the 1st to go from
Because of
Liverpool to Montreal because of the North Sea.
Storms, yeah.
But that's what we got caught in.
Wow.
But we lived through it.
Bob, I want to recall one incident in St. Anne I think you may remember. Remember a couple of years ago, you came to Holy Thursday Mass,
Yeah.
and you remember that young man washed your feet?
Who?
That young man that washed your feet? You
Oh,
remember that night?
oh, I still got the towel upstairs.
Oh, how beautiful.
Oh, yeah, I had my feet washed twice. Once my father, the pastor,
Billy?
Monsignor Joe Bourgeois.
Oh, John, way back when, right, yeah.
But to teach, for some reason, I sat in the first pew on the end, and I just shriveled out and put one foot out, and he washed it.
Oh.
Then there's a young boy did it later.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
right.
got that towel.
yeah,
It's still upstairs.
yeah. That's right, they gave those as souvenirs that night.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. that was a
Remember,
good-
it's by my
I used to
By the
actually,
candles. Huh?
Yeah.
by my candles.
Tell them your altar upstairs. Your
Would
altar.
you like to see it? I got two.
You can just tell me about it.
I would like to show it to her.
Oh, we'll go look at it.
Probably
We
can't
can
take the
go.
camera,
Sure we
but,
could, if you want, that's up to you.
You want
Yeah,
to,
yeah, okay,
it's okay, whatever.
yeah.
This is your interview.
Let her pick up Jesus, the statue.
right.
It's over 3 pounds heavy, so please don't drop it.
Oh, I don't need to pick it up.
You have no idea what you're picking up. I bought that in Paris, at the church, the Sacre-Cœur Church in Paris. That's important to me because I was educated by the Jesuits, and this is an older farm that Jesuits ordered inside the church of the Sacre-Cœur in Paris 400 years ago. Yeah. Yeah, I would like that. If you don't mind.
Sure, be happy to.
That's my pride and joy. I
Yeah.
spend about 30 minutes up there in the morning, then at night,
That's awesome.
before I go to bed.
Singing prayers.
That's
Tell them
Yeah.
about
wonderful.
Means a
your
lot to me.
candle colors. Your candles, how you keep the color, the red ones.
Oh, I burn. I like red candles. St. Anne sells white ones. See,
Container.
so I do not buy them in another church. I have a daughter at St. Mary Magdalene, they sell red ones.
Mm.
They're much more
Red
expensive.
containers.
Right.
I bought, I buy periodically, she buy me 2 or 3 or 4. And what I do is when the candle burns out, I got one up there to still do, huh?
Well, it's pretty full.
I got one. I'm going up with that one. I won't show you what I do because I like red.
We used to sell red.
Why? What is the
Red
reason?
is red.
Red, blue.
likes
The
it.
Immaculate Heart of Mary's red, so I like the red candle. And I like to buy them from St. Anne, and I do. She gets them for me. She picks them up for me and says,
Yes.
turn them upside down, make sure the candle slides
You have
out.
to make sure they.
Some of them, they don't
Some
come
don't.
out.
Interesting.
So I'll go show you how I do it because
Put a whole
I
thing
want
on.
St. Anne to get the big
And I
candle
Oh.
business, and
Well,
I want red. Red.
I can see what I can do. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
So,
Okay.
I don't know why we stopped doing it. We sold red and blue.
I know.
And it looked so pretty from when we had
Yeah,
the candles.
From the
Children.
street.
Pardon me?
anything you can say about your
You
children?
could tell them you had a lot of grandchildren that went through St.
Oh,
Anne.
I seldom see them.
No, but they went through St. Anne,
Yeah,
baptized.
we had 11 grandchildren, 18 great-grandchildren, but I have no great-greats.
Oh,
Oh,
poor baby.
ooh.
I'm gonna say this, I got one of them, she and her husband lived together for several years, and they finally married. And they got another one in New York, huh? She lives with her boyfriend for years, so I don't approve of that.
No, but
Nobody
what
does,
can
what
you
do
do?
you-
Well, it's the world in which we live, so.
You might also throw in how you never used an adding machine when you were, even when you did it all in your head.
Oh, no, I'm terrible at math, algebra, geometry, awful, but I'm good at arithmetic. 'Cause I play with it. I'm
Very
good
good
at
at
it.
it.
Yeah. Well,
But there's a trick to all this. If you multiply by 25, it's a shortcut. Add 2 zeros and divide by 4.
about four, right.
Most people don't know that.
Yeah.
That's an old school trick.
But it has to be divisible by 4, otherwise
Well, that's right, that's
you
right.
can't handle it.
That's right.
But anyway, yeah.
So a lot of those grandchildren were baptized at St. Anne's, huh?
You even married one of my
Yeah.
daughters, you know,
So one of your daughters got married at St. Anne's?
Shelley, yeah.
Oh, Shelley, of course, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
you baptized
Yeah, I
one
was
of my
just gonna say
grandchildren, all
that.
of my grandkids were baptized.
Yeah,
there.
baptized a couple of them.
Yeah.
Went to school there.
Well, you were active too, or you are active.
I've been at St. Anne since it was St. Ambrose.
Wow,
So
you-
I joined
you
them
before-
right
Way
away.
before us, yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Joan comes over every morning, make sure I come down the steps safely. She makes my bed for me, heats my coffee, heats my one donut.
She goes to Mass at St. Anne's first.
Yes, yes, she does. Brings my candles to me. And comes back and brings me dinner 5 nights a week.
Wow.
Good daughter.
I taught you well, Jim.
I feed my family what's leftovers here
right.
on Saturday nights.
Oh, cool.
And I always have enough left over for Sunday.
We pick up food.
They pick up, they take turns picking
We
up
had St.
dinner.
Anne spaghetti dinner Saturday.
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
Good,
I
good.
picked
You
up
should
8
join
of them.
us one time. If they could do away with these things, there's a squadron in
Oh,
here.
oh,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
We can put her out in the den.
Gee, at least you got the
Oh,
den in the
outside of-
garage.
Yeah, I'm
She can
grateful.
go outside and eat.
Well, shall we retire to the?
Oh, Father Michael,
repaired-
I miss him.
Spoke to him last week.
You did see him?
He'll celebrate 50 years as a priest next June. And 50 years, and he's gonna retire 3 weeks later.
Yeah, he'll be 75.
He's
on
10 years
Halloween.
younger than I
Yes,
am.
I'm gonna feel-
Right,
We born the same year.
right, okay.
He
I
was
guess I
my
just said how
favorite
old I
priest.
He was, well, 11 and a half years.
Father Duke was too, Monsignor Duke, please, don't call him Monsignor
No.
Duke.
No, Father Duke. Well, Father
Johnny.
Joe was the same thing. He didn't want to be called Monsignor Bourgeois. It was Father Joe. You know, and
Father Duke, she fixed me up with him.
Hmm.
She used to, they asked for volunteer women to fix him one meal a month.
Yeah, I did that too.
And Joan volunteered, and she got the first Tuesday one in every month.
in his later years, you're talking about at home? Yeah,
At
yeah,
home,
right.
yeah.
Diane did the same.
So
thing.
she told me, would you like to come? I said, oh, yes, I would. So we'd go over there, we'd sit in the living room,
It was one scotch.
talk
That's right.
and talk. And then finally the lady who in the kitchen would come on and say, Father, your dinner's getting cold.
That's right.
So then I would leave. But
You know what else he would do? Have that, like Diane's, he had
One
that,
scotch
that one scotch before dinner.
before dinner.
I didn't do that.
No,
with
he
him.
did though.
Every
Yeah,
night,
yeah.
But I enjoyed those days. Joan got me to do that.
Yep.
Yeah, he was
We've got a
one
picture,
wonderful priest.
got a picture of you and Father Michael together.
You do?
Well, you've got it too, I believe. Isn't it? Where do we have that picture of him?
Oh, I miss
At
him.
one of the dinners in the cafeteria.
I send him a Christmas card and a Christmas present every year.
Yeah, you do, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
And next week's his big one next month. Yeah.
Next year, next June.
I hope I make that. But
You know, Father Michael's birthday is on Halloween.
Halloween, I know.
when is it?
Halloween.
My mother's
that's
the day
apropos.
after Halloween.
Oh, really?
All Saints.
Yeah.
My mom too.
Your mom too?
Yours?
Mhm.
October 31st?
November 1st.
November 1st.
October 31st.
My mother's is October 31st.
What a great day.
It's on Halloween then, Dad. That's Halloween.
That's
October
Halloween, yeah.
31st.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Halloween's the 30th. My mother's
No,
birthday is the
31st.
31st. And you the first.
The first. My mom.
Oh, incidentally, he was a ugly old man, worst man in the history of the world. He, same birthday I had, Adolf Hitler,
Oh.
April the 20th.
It was a bummer.
Boy.
When he was riding in Germany in the middle 30s, my daddy knew what was coming. Daddy was smart. He would never wish me happy birthday in the morning when he got up. Because I was in school and he'd drive to work and I would take the car to school. Then I'd come pick him up in the evening. That way he didn't have the parking lot and I had a car for school. I was pretty lucky for high school. But he never, until we had dinner, then he would wish me happy birthday. Because in the morning, it was still the April 20th in Germany.
Okay.
At
All right.
dinner, it wasn't. Yeah.
You probably got to get back, so you want to go
Shall we
upstairs?
go
Sure.
upstairs to the altar?
Yeah, that's true. I rode for her to see that.
I was
I
lovely.
can put you down the steps in.
Yeah, you can do that.
And
I saw
let me
it,
get you walk.
and then I can sue you, and get all your money.
There you go.
No, Joe won't let you get that.
You'd have to fight all.
I'll let them go first. I go so slow.
Okay. These are walk keys.
Yeah.
I keep thinking they're mine.
Point me in the right
Really?
direction.
Diane been up this several times.
Oh, yeah, a couple times, yeah.
Remember when you gave me clothes with your
He
wife?
likes to show everybody his old.
That's
He
okay.
takes a
That's
long time to
good.
get up here.
Oh, this is beautiful. This is wonderful.
You let me go in over a closet?
And he doesn't want you to help him.
Yeah. Sorry?
He tells me in the morning that if I help him, like hold his arm, he says if he falls, I'm gonna fall. I said, so, gotta stand here, at least I'm here in case.
Yeah.
You know, and he's gotta walk upstairs and down, he brings it here and he grabs it.
That's awesome.
What you doing, breaking his
I'm
bookcase?
gonna sue him for it. Oh, my broken
You'll
arm.
probably have a bruise. I get bruised.
Undoubtedly, I'll have a
Oh,
bruise.
that's good, man, that's
I
good.
use coverage to hide them.
Want to go first?
No, I don't. You go first, because I'm slow.
Oh, he's slow, Peter.
The den of this bookcase, you know.
And hot.
You already blessed this.
Yeah.
Gee, I left the light on up here.
Is that where we're going?
No.
Oh.
I left, no, in this room over here.
Oh, okay.
He's gonna grab that walker, Diane, when he gets up.
Yeah, I know.
scratches in his all, and his can does.
Aw.
Yeah, he likes the red containers.
Did you see the Blessed Mother, Debbie?
I did.
So all of us put in for it the year we gave it to him for anniversary or something. I went and bought it, and I mean, it's heavy.
I'll bet.
A nephew had to bring it up, you know. So, but anyway, I bought it for outside. They always say somebody's gonna steal it. They keep,
You're in big trouble if you steal Mary's statue.
Well,
they
they,
keep their garbage, he keeps his garbage can in the garage, cause somebody might steal
Oh, you know,
it.
you
Did
might.
know?
You never know.
these days, you don't know. Don't steal it and sell it.
Yeah. And in
What
these
colors?
days, they might.
Yeah.
You know how many times they pilfered money out of the St.
Oh.
Anthony box and candles.
Hello? Can we call you back in just a little bit, about 10 minutes? We're in the middle of something, okay? Let me go, he's coming up the steps right now. Call you back. What? What is what? Wait, we
What-
keep
what
breaking
camera, huh?
up, don't hear you, can I say that again?
Gee,
No, I didn't hear you.
show her the statue.
She saw the
Saying
statue
it's
when
here,
came up.
give him.
Oh.
Pick it up.
No, she didn't pick it up.
I don't want to drop it.
No, you
I'll
have
tell
no
you.
idea.
It's beautiful.
Ah,
It's beautiful. Oh, I would tell you a story. You see Jesus standing there like this. When we first came to Loyola, we called the two-lane Jew-lane, and the two-lane student called Loyola Wapola, because it's Italian. In my second year down, there's somebody that two-lane, I was talking to him, and he's being very friendly. He wasn't being ugly. He said, you know what that two-lane says about Jesus with his arms out like that? You know the statue in front of Loyola?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, it's with two-lane we say, Jesus saying with two-lane next door, what's the use? We couldn't top that one.
No.
And I said that to Loyola recently. They honored me because I gave them an old banner from 81 years old when Loyola had a football team.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I didn't read about it.
anyway, that's it.
It's beautiful.
That's the candle
Bob
over there.
Shrine.
Oh, here,
Bob Shrine.
let me show you. See, it's empty. I gotta clean out the bottom. Joan brings me these.
I'm gonna tell Father Billy.
I do that and I put it in there.
That's right.
We might get that changed.
I'm gonna tell Father Billy he's got the wrong color.
That's right.
Yeah, but wait, the price is horrible.
Oh, I'll,
Difference.
Oh,
Mary Magdalene
that's the reason why we stopped. I'm just
$4.
thinking, yeah.
Mary
They're
Magdalene
more
sells
expensive.
$4.50.
wow.
Yeah, they are more expensive.
But when I first ordered,
They were all the same price.
when Father Duke was there, we had red candles, white candles,
And blue.
blue candles, and sometimes yellow candles.
I've seen pictures. It was really pretty.
Take
Looked
your
very
choice.
patriotic. Like the glass, I guess. It was like the stained glass.
Yeah, when you drove down Transcontinental, we had the candles in.
Right, in the front.
Oh, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Time marches
Phil, I
on.
want you in my office.
All right.
I think
Whatever you say, chief.
if I give you something that's been blessed, and I'm not sure, can you
All right.
re-bless it?
Of course.
It's redundant, but
Do you want me
I love
to
that
continue
picture
this
of
or are we
Olivia
done?
Fatima.
Isn't it
Oh,
beautiful?
I
We'll
love
just let
that.
it
It's
run.
beautiful, man.
I'm not gonna show it. It's private.
No, it's
I'll
a little
send it to
different.
you though.
That's what it is.
Thank you.
That's where my wife and I brought back.
That's
my
how Lydia-
mother-in-law.
that's
Remember she
Lourdes.
died?
You're fine.
Right, yeah,
That's Lourdes, that's Fatima.
yeah. I've been to Lourdes once,
Just
and
getting this
twice.
all this to me.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Yes. What is it? I should have a message. Oh. This little plastic bag.
Plastic bag. This?
Yeah. I'm not sure. Coming in the mail.
What is it? Okay, it's a metal, huh?
Yeah, keep us see. What if it's been this before?
Oh, it's double blessed.
Thank you.
Loving God, we ask you to bless us and As you do that, please keep Bob in your loving hands as he prays them, and keep his family blessed, and keep him in the attitude he has now. He's been an inspiration to all of us. He's a faithful Christian. Ask you to bless his sacramentals in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank
There you
you.
go. You got it.
Now, do you have a minute or two?
Whatever you want, Chief.
He gets paid by the hour, Bob.
Got a big screen. Woo. That's what you need, honey.
That's his new,
Yeah, that's.
You got one, Debbie?
I do.
Yeah.
You should see my big one at home.
Wow.
It's the size of a TV.
We gotta upgrade.
What is Joan's name?
Shayat?
huh?
Oh,
We used to call him
Right,
Shayot.
he's-
Don't let me listen.
What are you looking for, Dad?
I did. See Joan?
No, I don't see Joan anywhere.
What are you looking for, Dad?
Oh, I didn't lose it, huh?
Why don't you go start up again? How far back? This is back in June.
What is it?
He's on the computer?
I don't know.
He won't tell.
Right, back up. Scroll down. No, the other way. Other way. This way. Edison, keep going. Keep going. Edison, is that you?
Yeah.
No.
Well, we're Edison.
No, I don't. That came from Diane.
you must have sent him a joke.
Oh, these folks.
Dad, what are you looking for?
Oh, here, Joan Richard Shayat.
No, there's not. I don't know who that is.
It's me. Name is Rick.
I don't know.
John?
Yeah, right here.
What's this?
I have no clue. What are you looking for?
Look
though?
what it says. Who's that?
I have no clue. What are you looking for? Tell me that first.
Where we-
Thanks for your
over
patience.
here.
This is wonderful,
Go
beautiful.
over.
You're gonna edit it.
Oh yeah, I'll send her the whole thing, but I will just do
Yeah,
some
no,
little.
no, no, not that
On
one.
track.
Well, that's all right. It'll be a special thing for them to have
Yeah.
as a family.
Is that it? Oh, that's the one you just had pulled up.
What's that?
No, pull it down further. Right here.
No.
No, that,
He knows what he's looking for.
I have it on my phone. Why, you wanna show him that?
Yeah, I wanted to
Well,
see
look, we
this.
look, this is what he's trying to show you, I think. He had that.
Oh,
big
that banner?
pennant- He had
Yeah.
the big pennant
I
here,
wanted to show the original.
and that's when,
That's when he donated?
yes,
Okay.
that, and he donated the sweater that's in his lap, his letter sweater.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There it is.
Here it is.
There it is.
Wow.
I went to all over 1939, they had a football team, so I couldn't, my dormitory, they didn't have dormitories, they lived in ranch houses. And I had to have a banner, that's what they sold in those days.
Yeah.
They don't have that like
It's
that.
felt.
Now let me show you this.
Pennant.
It's felt, yeah.
That's my leather
I
sweater.
don't do that
I
anymore
give
either.
them both to Loyola.
He just did it recently.
That's what my room, this office looks like
It used to
before.
be up on a
Not
wall.
that's
Oh.
what it looks like now. No, I'll give me those two pictures up
Okay,
there.
yeah, got it.
But that's 40 inches long. Yeah. And Loyola has since
You remember his wife?
I don't know that I ever met his
made
wife.
the
Maybe you
Alumni
did, maybe you
Association
did.
honored me with it, and I can't bring it up on my TV. You got it on your phone?
Oh,
Or the pictures you sent that you just pulled up.
No. Did you know I'll get the copy of the Loyola? They-
Yeah.
They sent it to me, but this stupid thing won't. I just got this last year. My son bought it for me, $2,200. You send me email, I don't get them all.
that's, Diane does that, yeah.
His grandson was gonna teach you how to work this.
Where I got to go be the guy.
You've been sending them lately.
He's coming out.
He's got to go back to
Yeah.
Bobby never called him, I don't guess.
Okay, darling, we're gonna,
Oh, I
We're
sure
gonna leave
thank
you alone.
And Dad, are you gonna go back down or stay?
One day.
I can eat lunch eventually. Cereal.
Where's his walking back?
I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna make sure Diane leaves.
Yeah, good.
How am I doing?
Keep it going, Bob.
I'm gonna go ahead and stop this then.
Huh?
Are we done? I'll go ahead and stop.
Yeah, we're done. Yeah.